When watching a war movie, there's always an expectation that will present a certain point of view about said war and the effect it might have on the soldiers fighting in one. With Warfare, directors Alex Garland and Mendoza take a different approach than what we typically see in the genre. The film does not show us the usual long-term side effects or a message about how war is hell or asks us to pick a particular side. It's more interested in just showing one day in combat for these American soldiers during the Iraq War. It's neither a rallying cry nor a movie about necessarily the evils of war, and that's partly what makes its filmmaking choices intriguing. A lot of the movie is set in a single location as the soldiers find a place to complete their mission. It spends a significant amount of time on them sitting there and waiting for the moment when they need to shoot, and Garland and Mendoza do make that compelling. Due to the characters being largely interchangeable, it's mostly the troop as a whole that we're meant to follow, although one specific soldier does eventually play an important role in the story. There's just a quiet to those early scenes, which creates an even bigger impact when there's an explosion and guns start firing. Much like he did with Civil War, Garland knows how to use sound to maximum effect. Even though the Iraq War is known as a controversial conflict, Warfare does not take a specific stance on it. It does not give a message about the possible necessity or lack thereof regarding this war, as the expectation is that the audience will already be walking in with their views on the matter. The filmmakers appear to be a lot more interested in what a day in the life of a soldier is, and in recreating this specific mission using the memories of those who were there, including Mendoza. What is depicted here could be applied to many a war where soldiers face an enemy from afar and try to locate and defeat them. Those they are fighting are only shown from a distance, with the Navy SEALs mostly interacting with a few civilians in the apartment they use as their temporary headquarters. The war scenes are appropriately intense, with the makeup team especially doing a lot to depict the injuries and other effects caused by bombings and shootouts. One soldier gets the worst of it, with the movie making sure we get to see all of his injuries front and center. However, the film does this to show the reality, not to put blood and guts on the screen. Warfare takes an interesting approach to depicting this aspect of the war. It just wants the viewer right there on the ground and to show them matter-of-factly what it was like. It's not telling a grand story, and it's not a movie where you'll find too much character development. We're not learning anything new about the possible horrors of war that we don't already know, nor does this exist as a recruitment ad. It's merely a well-done piece of cinema that places one in the thick of this battle and shows both the violence likely to occur, as well as a lot of the more mundane aspects of just waiting around for when the enemy might strike.